Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got some new mods. Right, first the updates. So we've got an update for the Converlin TLX Geo Spread Pack by Mephius and Proxim, and in the changelog it says old version added. We've also had an update for the FENDT Vario 300. This is by Schnibble Modding, and in the changelog for that it's got decals fixed, added power, Profi and Profi Plus variants, and fixed visual bugs. And our last update for the day is the Class Tractors package, also by Schnibble Modding. In the changelog for that, we have got Q8M support feet adjusted when folded, added Arian 600 warning signs, added Axion 900 warning signs, model adaptations Arian 600 and Axion 800, license plate positions adjusted, colour selection adjusted. Now the correct colour will be displayed at longer distances. Positions of the tyre designations adjusted. So that's your updates for today. Now the first mod we've got to look at is this in front of us here. This is Bridges package by Urshabert VSR Modding Sur, 2.12 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these in the construction menu. So we'll go in there, under decorations and under others. So we've got a couple of options here. So we've got the wooden bridge, we've got a big wooden bridge, a metal bridge, big metal bridge, and plank bridge, and big plank bridge, and covered bridge. So if you've got a gap that you want to get across, obviously you are going to want to put it down decently, because I've placed it here and it's gone into the ground. So you are going to need to keep an eye on your old landscaping scenarios. Very nice indeed. Right, next up is Flower Pots Pack. This is by Triangles Trouble, 4.19 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find these in the construction menu under decorations and others. So we'll scroll along. There we are. So we've got a few different options there. So we'll zoom in. There we are. Okay, so we've got the Flower Pot Concrete Big 1. We then got Flower Pot Concrete Big 2. We then got Flower Pot Concrete Big 3. We then got Flower Pot Black 1, Flower Pot Black 2, Flower Pot Concrete Hexagonal, Flower Pot Concrete Round, Railings with Flowers, got a bit away with myself there, Railing with Flowers, we then got Flower Pot 1, we then got Flower Pot 2, we got Flower Pot 3, that I had to put up there because it kept falling over, which is a bit random. Then we got Flower Pot 4. Yeah, you want to brighten up your farm with a bit of flowers on the go. This could be alright. Now, according to the website as well, once it gets into winter, obviously they all get iced over, which is a very nice touch indeed. Right, next up is the Brazilian Mega Silo. This is by Lost Gamer, 6.02 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it in the construction menu and under silos, as you can well imagine. Now, when it says Mega Silo, it does mean Mega Silo. It is huge, absolutely huge. So you are going to need a big area to place this down. Now, it's just got a 5 million litre capacity. It's going to cost you 250 grand to buy. 5 million litres, that's a big area for a 5 million litre. I know that sounds a lot, but some of the other mods we've had, 5 million is not that big. Anyway, so you load into it there, then we'll come round here, round the corner, there you take out there. Now there's a tank there. It doesn't say on the website what it actually takes and what it doesn't, but I'm just wondering, if there's a tank there, are you going to be able to put liquids in? That could be interesting, although it doesn't say anywhere that it does, so I'm just surmising for you. Alright, so you want a silo, you want 5 million litre capacity, and you've got a massive area to play with. This could be very nice indeed. Alright, and while we're on the subject of silos, we've got another pack. This is Large Silos Multi-Fruit by Omatana, 3.76 megabyte on the download. And these are ace. Right, we're going to construction menu. Again, under silos, so we'll scroll along to find them. Right, here we are. Here's the first three. Right, so the first one we got there. 30 grand, 15 million litre capacity. Oh, Matana, you are ace. Absolutely ace. Right, then we got the second one there. The Silo Large, 50 grand, 20 million litre capacity. Dear, oh dear. 20 million. It's only going to cost you 50 grand. Brilliant. And then the third one there. 50 grand. 50 million litre capacity. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's ace. Really is ace. And then we've also got under silos extension. Got a silo extension small. 15 million litre capacity for 10 grand. Oh dear, oh dear. And then for 20 grand silo extension large, another 50 million. So if we put that large one there, so that's 50 million for 20 grand. And then we'll go back along here with 50 million. Oh dear, 50 grand again. So 70 grand gives you 100 million litre capacity. That is brilliant. Brilliant. Oh Matana, you are some sort of legend. And obviously on all of them, on all the silos that is, not the extensions, because you need a silo to start with. Load in, load out at the front under the spout. Brilliant. Love it. 50 million. Quality. Right, next up we got the diesel tank. This is by Farmer 22, 0.84 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this in the construction menu and under containers. So we'll scroll back. There we are. 2 grand to buy. Place it down and somewhere to get your fuel for you. Obviously you load into your vehicle there. If you come up to the spanner, you can fill it up. Holds 4,000 litres at the most. Job done. Obviously nicely compact, so you can get it in somewhere quite neatly. I mean, you could even put it in the barn over there if you really wanted to. Ah, I like that. That's alright. Next up is the FENDT weight 1250 to 2500 weight. This is by STV Modding, 1.69 megabyte on a download, and as you can imagine you're going to find it under weights. So you've got these two here. So the 1250 kilogram weight is going to be £1 to buy, and then the 2500 kilo is going to be 1500 to buy. So if we go into that one, the only option you got is to change the main colour. So we'll go with a FENDT red. Very nice. And then on the 2500 one, the option you got there, standard or extension, so it puts that rope, is it rope or attacher? Anyway, you know what I mean. And then we'll change the colour again to one of those. So if you need a weight, they're fairly cheap. Oh, they're alright, they are. Right, next up is the Amazon Catros 6002. This is by STV Modding, 7.98 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under disc harrows. So this is going to require 180 horsepower from your tractor, 6 metre working width and 10 mile an hour working speed. Now the option you got there is standard, and then the Vogelsang Sin Cut adds those hoses on. Now if you come out of there, and it says at the top right hand corner there, a cultivator prepares the fields for next sowing. Slurry distributors can be attached to suitable slurry tanks. Now I'm just wondering, if you had those pipes on, could you then do your disc harrowing and spray manure at the same time? Oh, very nice if you can do that. Excellent. Right, next up is the Grime Evo 290. This is by Agrario, 12.7 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Potato Technology. So this has got a 12,000 litre capacity, requires 200 horsepower from your tractor, 1.5 metre working width, although to be fair, all potatoes are really, or potato equipment, shall we say, are really small, and it's got a 4 metre working speed. Now, according to the website, it says no home topper needed before harvesting, which is interesting. So you're going to be able to do it straight off the back of your tractor, which is always good. Anyway, it's going to cost you 205 grand to buy a standard. Your usual shenanigans with your wheel brands and tyres on the go there. So if you're into potatoes, this would be quite nice for you. Right, next up is the Cockling Trio 300M. This is by STV Modding, 3.89 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under cultivators. So this is going to require 130 horsepower from your tractor. Oh, 3 metre. Oh, what? 3 metre, come on. Right, 9 mile an hour working speed is going to cost you 18 grand. It's a small cultivator. Nicely detailed, but just small. We'll carry on. Right, next up is the Lizard VNB14. This is by Blendar and Kuchoznik Jr. 4.09 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under Bale Loaders. So, it's going to cost you £4.5 to buy to start with. Usual shenanigans on the wheels and the tyres. Then got the floor. You have standard, iron, rubber, and then back to standard. Main colour, we'll go for a light grey. Can hardly see anything now. We'll change that again. We'll go for that. That's better. Then we change the floor colour. We haven't got a floor on, so we'll put that back. There we are. So floor colour, we'll go for water blue. And then rim colour obviously does the rims. Now, according to the website, this will do 14 round bales. Now, the thing is, when you come out there, it says it'll do round and square bales. So, it says 14 round, but doesn't say anything about the square. Alright, if you haven't got a lot of cash on the go, if you're starting off a game and, you know, money's tight, this could be very nice. Right, well, next up, we've got Stone Bucket. This is by NicoPix, 3.93 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find these three under Stone Pickers. So we've got the 168, which has got a 600 litre capacity, the 225, which has got an 800 litre capacity, and the 285, which has got a 900 litre capacity. Now, all the options are the same on all three. It's basically the attacher on the back. So it comes standard with a telehandler. You then have a 3-point or then a universal interface. That's interesting. Then change the main colour to any one of those. So if you haven't got a stone picker already, just put one of these on the front of your tractor. Right, next up we got Tool Bale. This is by TC3D, 4.84 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Telehandler Tools. So it starts off at £3 and comes with the short forks. You can then change that to long forks or back to short forks. Then you've got attachers around the back. So telehandler, wheel loader, front loader, back to telehandler. Let me change the main colour. We'll go for a purple. Changes the frame. And then a JCB. There you are. Changes the forks. Ah, looks alright, that does. I mean, with that hydraulic thing in the middle, that looks like you could load a few on that. Doesn't really say anything on the website about it. Okay, we'll carry on. Right, next up is the Arlo front loaded tools. This is by Agra Modding, 10.01 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them under front loaded tools. So we've got a few in this pack. We've got the pallet fork. We've got 540 litre bucket, 650 litre bucket, 720 litre bucket, 820 litre bucket, 950 litre bucket. We then got an 800 grab, and we've got a 900 litre grab, and then we've got a 1000 litre grab, and that's your lot. Now the options on these are basically changing the stickers on the side. Not much else to go on those. Apart from the pallet fork, there's no options on that. So if you want something to put on the front of your tractor, these could be alright. I mean, they're nicely detailed. Oh, I like them. Very nice. Right, next up is the Agromaz POV pack. This is by Henry NDF, 3.92 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find both these under plows. Now, oh dear, we got the POV4XL, which is a 2 meter working width, and the POV3XL, which is a 1.5 meter working width. Why have they got XL in the names? There's nothing extra large about these. They're tiny. Dear oh dear. Right, so the 4 requires 130 horsepower from your tractor, and then the 3 requires 100 horsepower from your tractor. Both run at 7 mile an hour working speed. The options on both are going to be skimming bodies, yes or no, and then cutting knives, yes or no. Wheel setup, standard, Trelleborg, miters, Trelleborg, and then back to standard. 3 small equipment. I mean, what's... oh dear. We'll move on. Right, next up is the Goldhofer STZ Special Low Loader. This is by Woodcraft Modding, 5.79 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it obviously under low loaders. So going to cost you 133 grand as standard. The options you got there are wheel brands, usual shenanigans on the go there. Then you've got without sidewalls or with sidewalls. You can have a little bit of a storage area at the front there. And then you can change the main colour to any one of those. So we'll go with a red. And the rim colour obviously changes the rims. Right, so if we come out of that, I've already got one here hooked up. So if we start it up. Right, first things first on the options. If you do LB and right stick, left and right, that moves the back two axles in and out. So if you've got a really long load, you can just extend it out. Very nice. Then we'll do LB and A, lowers the ramps. If we do LB and left on the D-pad, flips those up. So obviously you put those up, load your vehicle on, and then flip them back down. And then we do LB, we'll do RB, sorry, and right stick left and right. Raises and lowers the back axles. Excellent. Right, next up is the LEMKEN Solitaire DT. This is by Creative Mesh, 33.76 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under Cedars. So this has got a 200 horsepower tractor requirement, 6 meter working width, 10 mile an hour working speed. So 132 grand. That's on the expensive side, isn't it? Obviously there is no options, comes as it is. It's alright though, nicely detailed. Right, next up we got the Class Tucano pack. This is by Emlodi 98, 60.67 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them under harvesters. So we've got the Tucano 300 and then the 400. So if we go into this one, so usual shenanigans on the go with the wheel brands and the tyres. Then you've got the engine set up, so 245 horsepower to start with. That then goes up to 286, then back to 245. So 18 mile an hour top speed, 7,500 litre tank. Then we go into the 400, so 245 as standard. We can then change that to 282, 286, 313, and then back to 245. And this one has got an 8,500 litre tank. So if you're into your class harvesters, these could be alright. Right, next up we've got the New Holland T4 series. This is by Pepe978, 11.68 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find it under the small tractor category. Right, so the first one we got here, 75 horsepower, 24 mile an hour top speed. So you've got the usual shenanigans on the go with the wheel brands and the tyres. You've got design, standard, protection guard back, cabin, then back to standard, front loader attacher, no, stall, quickie, then no, and then engine setup, so 75 is standard, 85, 96, then back to 75, and then you can change the rim colours to any one of those three. So if you want to keep your New Holland farm machinery all the same, it's going to be very nice indeed. Right, and our last mod for the day, this is the Fortschritt ZT 300-303. This is by Grabfeldschmied. I apologise if I've pronounced that correctly. And Ingo 376, 57.93 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find these three on the small tractors. So we've got the 403, the 303 and the 300. So if we go into this one, we've got the 403, so 150 horsepower and 26 mile an hour top speed. So the configurations, we've got standard, 200 kilo front weight, 300 kilo, 400, 500, and then back to standard. Then equipment, we've got standard, rotating beacon, striving, so that's put some bars across the back windows, grids across the back windows, mud flaps, striving and rotating beacon, striving, rotating beacon and mud flaps, grid and mud flap, grid and rotating beacon, grid, rotating beacon, mud flaps, then back to standard. Wheel setup, so usual, what is that? Radabdeckung. Okay, carry on. Wheel weights, then back to standard. And obviously main colour will change the main colour. Design colour will change. Not a lot on that, to be fair. Let's put some Ah, there you are, change the front weight. So that's your options on that one. Then the 303 is basically the same, but you can change the engine setup. So 90 horsepower, 100, and then back to 90. And then the 300 is basically the same with the same engine setup. So if we come out of that, we'll start it up. So first things first, RB and right stick up and down, opens up the right door. LB and right stick up and down, opens up the left door. LB and RB together and right stick left and right, opens up the back window. Let's spin this around for this one. LB and RB together and right stick up and down, opens up the sunroof. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. That's the last mod for the day, so that's it. Done and dusted. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite, which one you're thinking of using. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.